May 26th, 2025. Liverpool. You have to picture it. The city was just alive, buzzing. They'd finally done it. Their football club snagged that 20th title, equaling the record.
A huge moment for the city. Decades in the making for some fans.
Absolutely. And the celebration, well, it was massive. Tens of thousands packed the parade route, 10 miles long, banners out. Ours again, open-top buses, you know the scene.
That smell of, like, damp pavement after rain mixed with fireworks.
Yeah.
It's pretty distinct.
Right. And this felt different, didn't it? After the 2020 win was so subdued because of COVID restrictions, this was the real deal.
This was the party they'd been waiting for. Families out. You mentioned Harry Rashid there with his wife, his daughters.
Yeah, and people traveling for it, like Peter Jones from the Isle of Man. Just pure, unadulterated joy. The atmosphere was, well, electric.
Totally electric. Until it wasn't.
Exactly. Right near the end, near the Liver Building, that iconic spot, something just completely shifted.
Yeah. It's almost hard to fathom. This gray minivan appears, driven by a 53-year-old man, white, British, and he drives onto the route, into that crowd.
And not slowly either. The accounts all mentioned speed. Extremely fast, some said.
Terrifying. Just picturing that dense crowd, everyone celebrating shoulder to shoulder, and then this vehicle.
There's that video clip circulating, isn't there? It's tough to watch. You see it hit someone and then just keep going, accelerating into more people.
It's brutal. And Harry Rashid, the guy with his family, he talked about hearing sounds like pop, pop, pop.
Oh, God.
The impacts. Yeah. He said it was the van was just plowing through, and his immediate sense was that it was deliberate. Horrible.
And the crowd's reaction, that must have been instantaneous.
From what witnesses described, yes. Shock, then this surge of anger. People charging the van, smashing the windows. A complete flip from celebration to, well, chaos and fury.
The immediate aftermath sounds nightmarish. Firefighters lifting the vehicle.
To free people trapped underneath. 4 people, they said, and 1 was a child.
Unbelievable. And a paramedic got hit, too. Someone there to help.
Yeah, on a bicycle. Thankfully not seriously injured, but still. It paints a picture of just how chaotic it was.
And the total toll? Over 45 injured.
That's the number. 27 taken to hospital, 2 of them with serious injuries, and at least 4 children hurt in total. It casts such a shadow.
So the police response, they got the driver.
Immediately. Arrested him at the scene, and they were quick to say they weren't looking for anyone else involved.
Right. Trying to quell immediate fears, I suppose. And they also clarified it wasn't being treated as terrorism.
Yes. That came out relatively quickly in a press conference. No indication of ideology, no organized motive found. They emphasized he acted alone.
That feels like a very deliberate communication strategy in this day and age.
Absolutely. And linked to that, their decision to identify the suspect's ethnicity, white British man.
Why do you think they did that so proactively?
Well, you have to think back to the previous summer, right? The incident in Southport. False rumors spread like wildfire online about an asylum seeker being responsible for a stabbing, which led to actual riots.
Okay. So this was maybe an attempt to preempt that kind of misinformation, get the basic facts out to stop social media speculation fueling unrest.
It certainly looks that way. A conscious effort to control the narrative and prevent a repeat of that kind of damaging fallout.
The council leader, Liam Robinson, called it a very dark shadow over the day. It feels like an understatement somehow.
It does. It's more than a shadow. It's a deep wound on what should have been a purely joyous occasion.
And when you hear from people like Peter Jones, the guy who traveled over.
Yeah, his account is harrowing. Hearing frantic beeping, seeing the van, people chasing it, windows already smashed, then seeing it drive into people, medics rushing in. He said he saw at least 6 people down.
That's an image you don't forget.
Never. It completely changes the memory of that day for everyone who was there.
The official statements came out, of course. Premier League, Liverpool FC, shock, sympathy. Necessary, but...
It feels inadequate against the scale of the human tragedy, doesn't it?
Yeah. And for Liverpool fans, there's that historical context, too, isn't there? Hillsborough.
You can't help but draw a line, even though the circumstances are entirely different. It's that sense of a celebration turning into tragedy. It hits a raw nerve in that community, adds another layer of pain.
It inevitably brings up questions about security, doesn't it, at these huge public gatherings?
Oh, absolutely. Are the measures enough? How do you protect such a dense crowd spread over such a large area?
Will we see calls for, I don't know, more barriers? Rethinking how these routes are secured?
I think that conversation is unavoidable now. More physical barriers, different ways of controlling vehicle access.
Yeah.
But it's tough, isn't it? You want these events to feel open, celebratory, not like fortresses.
It's a difficult balance. And then there's the role of social media in all this.
Huge. That video spreading instantly. Information and misinformation moving faster than officials can often react.
That speed is incredible, but also dangerous, as we discussed with the Southport example. The police trying to get ahead of it.
It's a constant battle for authorities in these situations. Transparency versus the risk of fueling panic or division. And that footage itself, while it documents what happened, its rapid spread can be re-traumatizing, potentially even, giving ideas to others.
The copycat concern, that's always chilling.
Yeah. Which is why the focus has to remain on the victims, the community response, the investigation, not sensationalizing the act itself.
So the immediate focus now is obviously on the injured, especially those two with serious injuries, and their families.
Absolutely. And on supporting the wider community.
Yeah.
Liverpool's shown its resilience before. You expect the city to come together.
You do. That sense of solidarity is strong there. And you'd imagine the club, the Premier League, they'll be involved in support efforts, maybe looking at future event safety too.
You'd certainly hope so. Community outreach, victim support, and definitely a review of security protocols will likely follow.
And the driver. In custody, facing charges, presumably.
Yes. The legal process will unfold. Serious charges are almost certain. The big question, of course, remains the motive. Why? That's still unclear.
So when we look back at this deep dive into May 26th, it's just such a jarring contrast. That peak of collective joy shattered in an instant by violence.
It really exposes the fragility sometimes hidden within these huge public moments. A reminder that even amidst celebration, the unthinkable can happen.
And it highlights those ongoing challenges, public safety, the difficulty of securing open events, the complex whirlwind of information and social media that surrounds incidents like this now.
How quickly news spreads, how narratives form, the potential for both good and bad that comes with that instant connectivity.
It leaves you thinking, doesn't it? About community resilience, yes, but also about that fundamental shock. What does it mean when a city's moment of triumph is so violently interrupted? How does a community even begin to process and recover from that?